Hello, thank you for joining me. So today on this video, I just wanted to kind of share some information that I have discovered playing with this Asura class here for the Combatant. It's a very interesting class now that I've spent more time with it after the change, after the last update we had where they made some changes to the class. I didn't, it was a big long patch note that was identifying a lot of changes they made to this one, and yeah, I just kind of lost interest after going through about half of it. I'm like, look here, I'll just try it out and give it my own opinion at that point, because it was a lot of information that they put in there, a lot of wording. So the thing that kind of really has caught my attention since I've been playing this class is first you look at it, okay, it's at a very big disadvantage against all other classes, because the other classes have some form of control, where they can root you, pop you up, interrupt you, stun you, so in that regard, this class is greatly at a disadvantage in that aspect of control. So when I'm fighting someone and they're able to jump on me, stun me, or root me, or pop me in the air, interrupt my skills, that puts you at a great disadvantage. But the thing I noticed about this class, it has really good damage dealing potential, if of course, if you can get to your enemy. But it has very large upside on this, on side of far as skill wise. It has very large advantages, that you can kind of minimize some of those disadvantages. It has some things in here that are very interesting that you can kind of miss if you don't really kind of pay attention to the class here. Something I found, okay, well, when you're looking at Combatant, of course, as far as just the classes itself, the Qigong is more straightforward. It has, it's easier to use. It has, CC built, control built in into all the skills that you use on that side. It has range attack. So the Qigong is the easier, damage dealing side of the Combatant. It's more fluid and easier to use far as when you're fighting melee or range characters, or fighting enemies that have a lot of crowd control. CC, you have your own that you can dish back to them. So far as ease of use, Qigong is definitely the easier class to deal damage with. But this class has a higher ceiling from a skill capacity. Like when you really get familiar with this class, there's things that you can do to put yourself in a better position to try to win the match, depending on what type of enemy you're fighting. Depending on if you're fighting a melee enemy, range enemies are, I would say, the most difficult to deal with on this class, because you're a melee character without strong control. Like rogue, they can stun them, slow them down, put a clone on them. Swordies, they can stun them, pull, interrupt. So with the Qigong, with the Asura here, you have some options of which control style you want, whether you want to kind of slow them down or whether you want to try to stun. But that kind of depends on what enemy that you're fighting. This setup that I have here, I have found to be the best for me personally, having that skill and then having this for a little bit of CC, but also the lingering damage. The main reason I have this in here is for of course the root, a little bit of the root, but also to have some sort of lingering damage while my skills are on cooldown, to give me some chance to deal additional damage while my skills are on cooldown. And also, they give me a little bit of range while they're, if they're away from me, I can still put that on them to kind of interrupt them a little bit. So I think this setup here gives me the most versatility using this class. Now, some things I want to share that are very interesting about this class that I found. It has a lot of upside far as creating your own combos with this class here. For example, this attack builds muscle, and once you have 2 muscle, you get this uppercut here. And uppercut, it does damage when you go up and when you come down, and it also has lifesteal on each hit, like up and that and down. And so then when it's back to the normal attack, you have lifesteal there as well. It's like a decent amount, like 20%, like something like that. But this one here has 5% of lifesteal on it. So I mean, in the midst of a battle, you know, when you're using your pets to try to jump on your enemy and things of that nature, I mean, you have a chance to do damage and get some sort of, you know, health back here for survivability. So that it can work out depending on your skill with the character. I mean, this character is so skill based. I mean, it really comes down to how familiar with this character you are, limitations, you know, knowing your enemy, knowing, you know, what way to come in and approach that enemy to try to mitigate some of those disadvantages. This is a very heavily skill based class. I mean, it has high damage potential that, you know, you might not, you know, be able to really unlock if you're, you know, fighting an enemy that's constantly, you know, stunning you and CCing you and killing you before you can even get your attacks off. So it's heavily skill based. Some things that like I said, another thing I like here as far as, you know, like gap closing potential is even when I'm fighting a ranged character, if I do that and attack, I can get in, do it again, attack, get in. I mean, and then you come in with, you can cover a lot of space really quick with this character. I mean, so you can, even though you know, it's a melee character and you got to get in, you have some ways of closing that gap and getting in. And then even if you get to the point of where you're fighting like those tricky archers, let me go here. I would say when I'm fighting an archer, this would be a better setup just to be able to hit them with the star chaser, because that marks them, and then you can just teleport right to them. I mean, it marks them for like 4 seconds, and then you can teleport right to them. And then if you need to get, you know, then if you need to get me closer and then hit them with the star chaser to close that gap, I mean, this gives you some option, a better option as far as closing a gap against a ranged character. I would say that would come in handy in that sort of situation. This class is so situation based and understanding your enemy and how to mitigate those disadvantages. This is a very, very interesting class. I've been having fun with it, just trying to really understand how I could, you know, make myself more effective against different people, you know, different types of classes with this character. I think I found that very interesting, the challenge with this class. Let's see. So we got let me go back here. Go back to my regular setup. Okay, now something that I found interesting here is when I'm doing that, when you do that move there, you do actually a good amount of damage. So like I would say, like for just like a couple different combos that I or something else I noticed here. Once you do the 2, this is something I just found out today. Okay, once you do the 2 attacks, you see where it has the on the far right there that the jump move is highlighted. When that jump move is highlighted, if you hold down your attack, you see those 3 little punches coming at the end. Those only appear while that jump move is highlighted, and that is additional damage. Like those are like 2 to 3 additional hits of just melee attacks. So that is something I just found out today. So that is a substantial amount of additional damage if you're able to, you know, get those attacks off, and then hit them with the uppercut. I would say like 10 seconds. If you just do it for like 10 seconds, if you're able to, you know, while your muscle is regenerating. If you're just able to get that off for a while and let it regenerate, you know, if you can do them, hit that, keep hitting them with that, and then hit them with the uppercut, do it again. Now you're right back having muscle. So I mean, this class is very interesting. I mean, a lot of potential here, depending on how much time you invest into this class. But I mean, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say about it. Let me go ahead and let me pause it for a second. I'm gonna switch back to the Pyro Mage. Just wanted to talk about that really quick before I switched. Okay, all right, about to head back and switch. Okay, now before I do that, let me I did just want to kind of just spread the word really quick, to put a quick plug in here. The channel is currently in the 650 ish, for subscribers, almost 660, somewhere around there. So what I would like to do, in the future, whenever it happens, if it happens, I would like to start doing a monthly giveaway. If I can get to 1,000 subscribers, that would be awesome. That would be nice. That's the kind of the goal, because I'm getting there pretty close. But I just wanted to spread that word, kind of get that out there. If the channel does at some point get to 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a monthly giveaway. Got a couple things stored away that I'm just waiting for that day and hoping we get there. But that's just wanted to put that quick plug in. So let's go ahead and make this change. Okay, so all right, so now I'm going to change. I'm going to try Pyro Mage this time. I normally, of course, I'm normally Aqua. Pyro Mage is not my sort of cup of tea, so to speak. I mean, I like coffee, not tea. But but anyway, yeah, I'll go ahead and give this Pyro Mage a try here. This is gonna be some interesting battles to come with this, because yeah, Pyro is not my strong suit. Got the hey, it's first time they got the head on a stick. This one's that's funny. Hey, that's pretty dope though. That's funny. Why we gotta have the tiger head on the stick though? What's up? All right, that's funny right there. All right. Okay, so Pyro Mage. That is let's see how bad I do here.
Remember, you are dust, and to dust you shall return.
Got him down to 2. I think that's like better than I previously was doing. So I think I was getting them down to 3. So we'll see. All right, people. So that's where we're at right now. We are on Pyro for the moment, and I thank you all for watching.